Esta es una entrevista sin censura.
Benito, le pido que me aguante con su opinión. Vamos a ir con usted después de saludar esta mañana a una persona que está al pendiente de lo que ocurre en Springfield porque están con el Jesús en la boca. Es Tony Paulauski, director ejecutivo de The Arc of Illinois, una institución encargada de apoyar a personas con discapacidad. Y nos tiene que hablar de cómo les ha afectado a estas organizaciones y les afectaría el tema del presupuesto estatal asignado al rubro de centros de atención a personas con discapacidad. Thank you for being with us, Tony. How you doing this morning?
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm doing very good, thank you. How can I help you this morning?
I'm trying to understand how your organizations like yours are being impacted by this situation of the budget in Springfield. We have Democrats and Republicans that don't get along, and I think the people that need the most the money are suffering.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and we advocate on the behalf of people with intellectual and other developmental disabilities and their families. And believe me when I say that the impact of this budget crisis is having some very dire effects on them. And particularly in your area there, certainly in the Pilsen area that has had supports through the autism program, commonly known as TAP, which has a strong working relationship with the University of Illinois at Chicago, and our good friends at El Valor. We're experiencing families and individuals are no longer able to receive the important supports that their children and adult children with autism need.
Seems that the politicians are playing this game, this political game, and they don't see how bad the situation is for organizations like yours in the community. Can you confirm that if they don't come up with a solution, a budget soon, that many of you are going to disappear? Can you confirm that?
Well, I can already tell you that as of the first of the year, January 2016, the autism program, which is a statewide program, probably the largest autism network in the United States, closed its doors. Also, in your neighborhood, the University of Illinois at Chicago closed the doors of its assistive technology program, which provides important supports in your area. Unfortunately, the Arc of Illinois itself, we do a lot of family advocacy and outreach program. We had to terminate our individuals that did our outreach to the Hispanic community.
Tony,
we had to do that in July.
How much time do you have before you make a decision to close doors entirely, totally?
I do have other sources of funding, so we're not going to be closing our doors totally. But as of July 1st, we laid off half of our staff, and that represents...
How many?
That's 7 individuals, and most of those individuals are family members who have persons with intellectual disabilities. So they're no longer working with us.
Have you talked to the politicians, the representatives, the senators? What do they tell you if you have?
Yes, we have a strong presence in the Capitol, and we meet with legislators frequently. And last week I was down in the Capitol for 2 days. We're just caught up in a dilemma between the speaker and the governor in terms of coming to agreements on this budget crisis. And I was hopeful Friday that we might have seen a spark of hope, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
What are your hopes? What are you hoping? I mean, how can we solve this situation when you have a Republican governor and a majority, Democrat majority in the legislature?
Well, first we cannot solve this budget crisis only through budget cuts. We need new revenue. There's no doubt about that. And so we need new revenue, and we need to understand the importance of not only disability but the whole human service safety network for our people, and that's what's at risk right now, and that's what's happening. Many organizations are now closing their doors because they can no longer afford to continue.
Before I let you go, I need to hear your opinion. Are the politicians in Illinois discriminating against people with disabilities, poor people? Are we seeing this as a situation of discrimination, or how do you understand this?
I just see it as a dilemma in terms of knowing what our priorities are. Our priorities should be to support families and in their communities, and offering what they need to make sure that their sons and daughters have safe and productive lives. We need more resources for important programs like El Valor in your community, not less. And so we call on our legislators to for new revenue, whether that be income tax or other sources of revenue. But those are things that need to happen to get us back to where we should be in Illinois.
Tony Paulauski, I really appreciate your time, and I hope this is the first opportunity of many that we may have in the future to discuss these issues that I think are relevant, are important, and are urgent.
Well, I will be happy to talk to you at any time.
Thank you, Tony. Tony Paulauski, director ejecutivo de la organización The Arc of Illinois, hablando de este problema que tenemos con los políticos que no funcionan, que no avanzan en el tema del presupuesto. Ya tuvo que despedir a la mitad de sus empleados, 7. Siguen cerrando programas. Decía que un programa a nivel estatal para personas con autismo tuvo que cerrar sus puertas, y siguen los cierres. Les mando un saludo a la gente de la organización El Valor en Pilsen, que también, nos dice Tony, están sufriendo las consecuencias de que los políticos en Springfield no se ponen de acuerdo. 1-800-750-4542, 1-800-750-4542. Yo no sé si haya personas que estén dispuestas a defender